Am I high? Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Me, when I woke up an hour ago. I literally woke up an hour ago. I spent the entire night lesson planning for you guys, and I kept nerding out over things, and it ended up taking a long time. Because it's harder than it seems to lesson plan without a curriculum. I kept going like, oh my god, I should teach them this, but wait a minute, they can't understand this if they don't know this, so I should teach this first. But wait, they won't know what this is if I don't teach this first. I love it here. The life of a teacher sure is hard. The life of a teacher. Respect to teachers. Respect to good teachers. Bad teachers can go suck it. So, I have made a little tiny PowerPoint, but the PowerPoint is just a guide. We're not gonna focus too much on words and terms and all that. So don't worry about that. We're not really gonna be doing that. This is just mathematics, but with sounds. We're gonna not try to think too hard. We're gonna go with our ears, okay? This is everyone friendly. You don't need to know how to read music or anything. Yes, there is math and music, but like, unless you want to go in a very specific way, you don't really need to know that much, especially on a very basic level. I just want to teach you guys the very basics of the beeps and the boops so that you can appreciate it a bit more, without having to comprehend all the fancy jargon that people like to use to make themselves sound smarter, but it's actually not that difficult. Ready to learn, Uruka sensei. That's what I like to hear. The only thing I've eaten today is a manto. I've only eaten a manto today, but it was a very good one. It was a very good bread. Gobbled it. Rob, can I use the restroom? We literally just started. But you're an adult. If you need to use the bathroom, go ahead. But you might miss something. Yeah. So I've tried my best to come up with some things that would be good to teach for in relation to the music that we usually listen to, which is not classical music. I'm sure in some of you guys probably do listen to classical music, but I would like to teach you things that would be useful when listening to what do you call it? Is there not a specific genre, but like industry music, pop, J-pop, regular music. Just so that you know how things function and why they sound good and blah blah blah, you know. I'm only interested in the boops. Can we skip the beeps, please? You can't have the boops without the beeps. Normie pop. Is anime music normie pop though? Game music? Yeah, it pertains to game music. So, before I start, Before I begin, I would like to preface that I would like to request a couple things from you guys, okay? Just a couple things. Number one, have fun. Be enthusiastic about learning. If you have a question, just ask. Just ask if you're confused, and I will try my best to explain. Number two, this is very, very basic level music theory. I wouldn't even call it. Okay, no, that's not true. It is music theory, but it's not. If you have taken a music theory class, I'm not gonna be using all the fancy words and labels and stuff, because I am a believer that you don't have to know that to be able to hear things. So if you actually know what is happening, good for you. If you would like to just listen and follow along, that's great. But I would like to request that you do not bring up any more complicated terms, because that's not what we're trying to do here. I would like to ask you to refrain from complicating things. So please, I know some of you are very enthusiastic. I know some of you very much like to show off. But let's try not to confuse anyone, okay? You're trying to call us stupid. I'm not calling anyone stupid. I'm not calling anyone dumb. This... Okay, let me bring up my PowerPoint. Look, read the disclaimer, okay? Music Theory 101, the basic beeps and boops, yeah? Disclaimer, you do not need to know how to read music, nor will I teach you how to read music. The only thing we will be really looking at is the piano and the letters that the notes pertain to, because there's no other way to refer to them otherwise. But we won't be looking at sheet music or anything. If you see the sheet music lines in the background, that's just because I wanted the presentation to have a little more interesting things in the background other than just a solid color. This course follows the basic workings of music theory in Uruka's mind. This is important, in Uruka's mind, and may not reflect the teachings of a traditional textbook. However, rest assured that Uruka has had more than adequate schooling in music theory, even if she has forgotten some of the advanced topics. So, I know, at least on this level, I know what I'm doing. So don't worry about that. And so just to give you some context, I actually didn't learn proper music theory until I was quite not young. I didn't learn proper music theory until a good amount of time later. But the thing is, the things that they taught in music theory, I realized that I actually knew it. I just didn't know what they were called. Like, I knew all the concepts in my brain, but I didn't know what people were saying. When they said all the complex words and the jargon, I had no idea. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But it turns out I did, and I just didn't know what the hell they called it. So, we're just gonna be using letters and numbers today along with our ears. Because I feel like that's all you really need, unless you want to really get into it. Does this lesson translate to other instruments beyond the piano? Yes, it translates to any, even if you don't play an instrument, it still translates. I'm just using the piano because the piano is the most simple way to get a point across, because it has all the intervals laid out very simply, and you can see all the steps that the notes take. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're gonna get into that very soon. There's no exam after the lecture, right? Well, I mean, if you want there to be, I can. Pop quiz? Pop quiz? Maybe. Big words bad. Look, I'm not saying that I don't want to ever use actual music theory words, big words. But if you're teaching someone who doesn't know what's happening, I feel like that's the easiest way to turn them off from learning. Like, why are you gonna spew a bunch of nonsense to someone who doesn't know what you're talking about? It doesn't. You can't do that. So, I have a little. Wait. It sounds smart, obviously. Yeah, I hate it. I hate when people do that. Like, it doesn't make you smart to know what these fancy words mean. Like, sometimes it makes you sound more dumb because people don't even use them correctly. And I have this little, I got a little pen so I can write on my presentation, guys. Music Theory 101. Ooh, I can draw notes, although we're not gonna use them at all. I can draw in my presentation. Yeah. You briefly mentioned the big words so we can understand the people trying to sound smart. I have a few big words scattered here and there just for the people who are curious, but it doesn't really matter if you don't really get it, because I'm gonna just explain them in simple terms so that you know what's happening. Weird looking nipples. Stop calling them nipples. We're gonna. Oh god. Do I remember, guys? Do I remember how to write my name? Do you guys think I remember how to write my name? Can I write my name? Fujikura Sensei. Okay. Oh shit. Oh, it's really hard. It's so hard to write on this tablet. Oh god. Okay. I remember there was the grass on the top. And oh wait, okay. I think that's right. This one's not that bad. Fujikura Sensei. Listen to me, okay? I am the sensei for today. I am the sensei for today. Moon runes. Fujikura Sensei. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Now that we have all the disclaimers out of the way, why don't we is this supposed to be master? Shifu Fujikura. That's a different language. Sensei, it's hard to pay attention when you have a bra on your head. It's not a bra, it's my glasses. Imagine memorizing that. I'm used to writing words. Nihongo. You don't really memorize it, you just actually, like, you don't memorize. What do you, like, it's just muscle memory. I'm used to writing words. Not very pretty words, but words. How would you write Urufgang? That would probably be in katakana, but I don't remember how to write it. I can't really write hiragana, katakana very well. I'm mostly used to writing kanji because they're the same as Chinese. Okay. So, from the very, very, very basics. Urufugangu. There we go. It's in the chat. Someone wrote it in the chat. Let me copy it out. Or is there space to write it? U, du, fu, ga, gang. There, Urufugang, Urufugang. That's how you write Urufa gang. And this is Uruka. That's me. This is where my signature comes from. Ooh, woo. Oh god, it's so hard. Oh, it's so hard to write. Here. That's where the ka comes from. Gasogu. Okay, stop. I'm bad at writing, okay? I'm bad at writing. It's not gasogu. Should we put on headphones, earbuds? As long as you can hear, it doesn't really matter. Looks like I write Chinese in high school. Look, it's hard to write on a tab. I can't even write English in this. English. It's so hard to write on tablet. It's so hard to write on tablet. It's so difficult. My handwriting doesn't work well on tablet. The right side is me trying my very best, and the left is how I normally write. It's so difficult. The tracking doesn't like your cursive. I'm not even writing in cursive. This isn't cursive. Johnny, thank you for super chat. Looks like me trying to sign those delivery tablets. Yeah, it's so hard. It's really hard. I'm 20 minutes late for class. Sorry about the Uruka sensei. No worries, Zanzus. Thank you for super chat. No worries. We haven't even begun. But let's start by asking the question: what is music theory? What exactly is music theory? And you're gonna get a lot of different answers from different places that you look. If you ask Google, it's probably gonna tell you different answers. If you ask a textbook, it's probably gonna say something different. But on the very, very, very basic level, music theory is just our human attempts to understand and explain how music works. It's very basic. Music theory is not something that we made up. It's not something complicated that we came up with. It's just our way of comprehending how the sounds that we're hearing works. Mick Armadillo, thank you for super chat. Uruka sensei, my dog ate my homework. This is the first class. There was no homework. Don't worry. Thank you. It's math in music form. Yeah, kind of. If you want to delve into that part, yes. But you don't have to know math to really. Well, you have to know basic math. If you don't know basic elementary school math, it might be difficult. Once you get into the advanced topics, you will need harder math, but it's not necessary. Yeah, so don't worry if you don't understand or remember any terms that I'm saying. And of course, you can always ask questions again and again. Just use your ears and follow along. I will be heavily emphasizing using your ears and using your gut. So don't worry, you don't have to understand what I'm spewing out of my mouth. Unless it's things that I'm explaining in a very basic manner. Mikamadola, thank you for super chat. Uruka sensei, my dog's gonna eat my homework tonight, so I can't turn it in tomorrow. Well, that sucks for you. Why don't you feed your dog so it doesn't want to eat paper, huh? You're a bad dog owner. Thank you for super chat. that why they say to sing from the stomach? No, but we're not gonna be singing unless you want to. If you want to sing, that's fine. But we don't have to do that. Okay, so in this class, we will be using the piano. the piano. Why is it piano? The piano. Wait. The piano. The piano to understand notes. So, oh, I forgot to label these. Okay. No matter, we can do it right now. Text. Okay. Let's make the color black. Okay. Bring this over. So, if we look at the piano up here, it may just look like a random conglomeration of random keys, but this is C. Okay, C. This is this is home base. Okay, we're calling this home base. Why is it not working? Hello, piano visualizer Doko. There, wait. I put it on the wrong one. This is home base. This is an octave higher. I cut off an octave on the bottom, so it looks kind of weird. This is our home base, okay? It's technically in the middle, but I cut off the very end of the piano because no one really uses that. Okay, C. D. Okay, I need to make this smaller. C. D. Guess what the next one is? E. What do you guys think the next one is? Huh, I wonder. It's not like it follows the alphabet at all. Oh, C, D, E, F. Is it G? No, it's F. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, it only goes till a G, okay? Technically speaking, in like, what was it, Germany or something? I don't know if it was Germany, don't quote me on this. Some European country uses H as B flat. Well, you don't have to know that. G circles around the back to A. What? A. B. C. Wow. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Wow. That's easy, isn't it? That's easy. It's almost like it follows the alphabet. It's almost like it follows the alphabet. Wow, don't mind that popping up every now and then. I'm using an online visualizer to show you guys. Too hard, gonna drop out. You learned this in preschool. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You learned that in preschool. You got it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And this is how you identified it, okay? This is how you identify where the C is. Oh god. Okay, so I have some notes on my OBS screen and some notes on my presentation. So let me just guess where it is. Oh god. Hold on, I can't freaking see. Let me just guess where this is. Okay. Oh god. Oh god. I'm trying to guess where it is. Okay. Okay, so between each one of these notes is one. Why are you guessing? Aren't you supposed to teach it? No, I have this PowerPoint presentation on a different thing than the piano, so I'm trying to guess where the piano is. One whole step. So if you look back on, well, there's nothing to look back on. If you notice that I said the word interval, earlier. An interval is the number of steps between two notes. So between C and D is one whole step, okay? Now, if you look... Oh wait, I was gonna tell you guys how to identify where the C is, but then I forgot. My bad. Basically, you know, I kind of don't know how to tell you. You gotta just look at it and remember. C is the most important one, so you kind of just look. There's a empty black space in between. On the left, there's no black key, right? And then there's two black keys after it, but then no black key after that. I don't really know how else to explain it. No one ever really taught me that, so I don't know how to teach. I don't know how to teach it. But just like, look at the patterns, right? It's very clearly a pattern of 8, which you would call this an octave. Because C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, that's 8 notes. From C to C, there's 8. Technically, there's some in the middle, but we're gonna get to that. In the middle of C and D, you see that there's a black key. There's a black key. I wish I could write on the piano, but I kind of can't. Let me just try to draw it out, okay? Let me draw it out. These are not buck teeth. These are piano keys. This is not Nerduka. Okay? From here to here... From here to here... Wait. Yeah. This is a... half step. You know what? I'm gonna write it in words so it's less confusing. Half step. Now, if you just look at this, it might be kind of confusing, but let me turn off the BGM, okay? If you listen to this... Why does the visualizer stop working? Hello? Okay. Here we go. That's C. One whole step afterwards is D. Right? If you play them together, it's like, it sounds weird, but it's not super weird. But if you go from C to this black key, that's one half step above. Ba-da, 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 ba-da. Now that sounds really weird, right? They're a lot closer together because half is less than a whole. Ooh, whoa, whoa. But if you play a whole step, it doesn't sound that weird. Yeah. So those are the intervals. And basically, to find the intervals between two notes, you just count the whole steps and the half steps. So, if I would do... Why do I keep playing the wrong one? C to E, that's... 1/3. I don't know how to make this make sense because there's 2 whole steps You make one whole step, you make another whole step, that makes a third. So when there's one whole step between them, it makes a second. That's a second. A major second. Minor second. So let me explain. A major equals. Okay, you can't even read my handwriting. Mayor. I thought you were gonna skip those terms. I feel like this is actually important. Major equals. How do I even explain this? Major equals happy. Minor equals sad. Obviously, that's not always the case, but this is how we're gonna explain it. We're using our ears. If it sounds happy, this is happy. Yay, happy. Major. Minor, sad. Ooh, that's sad. Major, happy. Sad. That's minor third, yeah? I will get into this more, okay? I will get into this more later on. But not right now. I was not planning to explain this right here, right now, but the more I say things, the more I'm like, maybe I should say this. Let's just back up a second, okay? Let's back up a second. What is a note? What exactly is a note? A note is a pitch produced by vibrations at a specific frequency. So, if that doesn't make any sense, if something vibrates at a certain amount of vibrations per second, it becomes, well, if it's a sound wave, if it is a sound wave, it becomes a note. You're making this extremely confusing. Well, you don't need to know this. I'm just telling you if you want to know, because there's some science nerds here. So the standard tuning is A440, which is... Is that A4? I'm pretty sure it is. This note is 440 vibrations per second. Now, if you want to make it this high, you double it. So this would be 880 vibrations per second. That is not necessary to know. I'm just telling you for the science nerds out there. You do not need to know that. I know there's science nerds here, so I'm telling you. Okay, now this part is actually important, okay? A triad. We're gonna be basing things off of this. Chords. A triad is a chord built by 3 notes. Let me erase these first. A triad is a chord built by 3 notes, the root, the third, and the fifth. So if you write out the notes of a C major scale, which is all of these notes that I've typed out here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. I'm going to write it so it's easier for me. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay. This B looks really weird. You're going too fast for music moods. This is not necessary to know. Like, I only know A440 because that is the standard tuning. Okay, in like pop music industry, Western music is 440. If you play classical music, is usually like 442-ish. I've noticed it's a little sharper. But again, you don't need to know that. I keep... That is a C major scale. You guys got it? C to C. Too fast, too fast. Okay. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Got it? We're going very, very simple here. Again, I've thrown in certain confusing things for the people who want to know it, but I'm telling you that you don't need to know those things, okay? You can tell the difference between 2 hertz. Dude, I can tell the difference between 1. It's a pretty noticeable if you tune it to those things. The singing maybe understand. Okay, cool. I'll sing it more then. So this is 1 octave. That is not how you spell octave. Octave scale. So in the C major scale, C is our home base. Our home base is 1. Okay? Our home base is 1. Now, if you number every single one of these notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you don't go to 8 because this is the same, it's just an octave higher. These are the intervals of the C major scale. So if the letters are too confusing to you, just think of it in numbers. I'm going to tell you right now that my brain thinks in numbers because I don't really my brain is a little unique when it comes to music. I don't think in music terms really. I think in concepts of sounds, and then I place numbers to those sounds. And that is why I am a little bad at reading sheet music until I actually hear it. Because once I hear it, I know what it sounds like and I conceptualize it in my brain. And then I use the sheet music as a vague map to map out what I'm hearing. Otherwise, I am quite bad. I am kind of bad at doing that. I think in intervals. And that is why I can play things by ear. It's because when you listen to music, the way that you figure out what notes are happening is in relation to each other. So you hear one note, and the way you know the other note is by seeing, oh, is it like how many intervals are between them? And that is how you figure it out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. So the home base of C major is C. And a C major triad, root, third, fifth. What do you guys think the third and the fifth are? What do you guys think the third and the fifth are? I wonder what they are. E and G? Yeah. It's E and G. Who said A? Who said E? Oh man, is it E and G? Yes, it is E and G. So a C major triad, and let me tell you, the way we write things, okay? If it's major, we just write the letter. If it's minor, then we write C minor. So if I don't put the little m next to it, that means it's minor. Oh no, if I do put the little m next to it, that means it's minor. If I don't, that means it's major. So in the key of C, a C major triad, well, in the key of anything, a C major triad is C, E, and G. And this is what it sounds like. Why do I keep playing the wrong one? Here. And that's it's just a nice sounding chord. Look at it. And no matter how many different ways that you play these notes, it's still C major, even though If you can't figure it out, this is a G, and then these are still the same two notes. G, C, E. It's still the same chord. If you play it E, G, C, it's still the same chord. It's still a C major triad. The notes are the same. You note the inversion though, yes. But we don't need to know that. The different note placements are called inversions, depending on what note is at the very bottom. But it doesn't matter. All you need to know is that it's C major. And so within C, the key of C, you can build a whole bunch of different triads. Not all of them are major, as you can probably hear. Like this, that doesn't sound happy, does it? This does not sound happy. That doesn't sound happy either. So those are the triads that you can build within a C major scale. And when you change the scale, the intervals will be the same in major. As long as it's major, the intervals will be the same no matter what key you're in. So if you play it in G, the intervals between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 are exactly the same. Exactly the same. You're just shifting it a little bit. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Sheena, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Raiders, welcome to Sensei Uruka's class. Sir Robert oh no. Oh no. Why am I Hello? Sir Robert's back out of bake. I'll never know what your name is. Thank you for the super chat. Is it LMNOP? Gives you a picnic basket. Is giving a picnic basket a stereotype for bears like yourself? What do you mean? What does that mean? What? Thank you, Crab Raid. Welcome, welcome. What's the difference between a scale and a key? Okay, so a key is basically like a key is a set of rules, I guess you would say, that says that these are the notes that are within this set. So the key of C major is saying that I can play like in this key. It's like a set of rules that's saying this is what I can do. Visualizer gone. Why is it always gone? And then the scale is playing the notes that are in the key. So specifically playing it like this. That is the scale. And there's different types of scales. There's not only major and minor, but we don't need to know that. And if you guys are curious what a minor scale sounds like, this is what C minor versus. And you want to know what the difference is? C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and C. So if I put this into numbers, for those of you who think in numbers like me, 3, down. 4, 5, 6, down. 7, down. 1. So the only difference between it is 3, 6, and 7. which is why sometimes you can use them kind of interchangeably within a song, and we will get to that. We will get to that. Thought you were gonna play A minor to show the difference. No, okay, if I play A minor is the relative minor to C major. A minor relative to C major. Ooh, I cannot write on this. So if I go down, A minor uses the same exact notes as C major, but it's just shifted. C, B, A minor. So if you start from A minor and you just proceed to play a C major scale. Yeah. It's pretty cool, right? It's so cool. It's so freaking cool. But anyway. Anyway. Damien, thank you for member chat. Will we be writing a small part of a song today, Sensei? That wasn't part of the plan, but if we end up doing that, maybe, sure. Awesome, right? It's so cool. How does one find this relative minor? You find it, okay, basically, the relative minor of a major chord starts on the 6th of the major. So C major, this is A is the 6th of C major, which means A minor is the relative minor. So if I play G major, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G major, or you could just go down 2 because it's the same thing. F sharp, E. I can't play piano. It's so freaking cool, guys. It's so freaking cool. Anyway. Anyway. This next slide, do not panic. Do not panic. You haven't talked about sharps or flats yet. Okay. Basically, if you modify a note to be higher, that's a sharp. If you modulate a note to be, modify a note to be lower, it's flat. So, this is C. If I go up one step, one half step. If I go one half step up, C sharp, whoa, whoa. If I go one half step down, C flat is B. Technically, that's kind of wrong, and I will tell you why very soon. Go half step up, C sharp. Half step down, C flat. Now, you may notice that this is shared between D flat. D flat is technically on the piano, it's the same note as C sharp. But I'll tell you why that is actually not the most true. C flat is enharmonic to B. On the piano, true. But people clown on this a lot. They're like, why don't you just call it B? Why are you making it complicated? This is why. And if you don't want to read all these notes, you don't need to understand it. But if you want to know why, I will tell you. I will tell you. The piano, okay, the piano is tuned to equal temperament, okay? Which means, on a very simple explanation, the space between all the notes is equal. So if I go between they're all the same. Beginner class. Look, I feel like this is important to understand because you can't just keep going, oh, C sharp is the same as D flat, so you can use them interchangeably whenever you want. Technically, sure, true. Mostly only true on the piano. Within the octave, every space divided equally. However, if you're not playing the piano and you're playing something like a string instrument, we do not use we don't use that. We use a different kind of tuning which has different spaces between the notes based on the harmony. And if that doesn't make sense to you, basically in every context of chords, some notes will be different. They will be just slightly different in terms of how you tune it. You can't do that on a piano, which is why you can't tune a piano to the actual true intonation of notes, because you can't be tuning your piano over and over again to fit every single chord you're playing. But if you don't play a piano and you're playing if you're playing a string instrument, for example, because I'm a string player, you can modify all of your notes at very, very minute levels, which makes it so that you can play chords in a very, very in tune way that the piano can. It's great. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's super satisfying. Ooh. Ooh. How do you find the notes on a violin without the frets? Muscle memory. You use your ears and muscle memory. Ooh. It's so cool, guys. Like, when you think, okay, so let's say you're playing string instrument. Technically, a C sharp is actually a slight bit sharper than a D flat, even though it's both this note. It's both the same note. A C sharp is actually a tad bit higher than a D flat most of the time. I don't know if there's any context where it wouldn't be, but yeah. Yeah. And also just maintaining things within a key. So if you're in a key, like if you're in C sharp, don't write C sharp. Don't write that as a D flat. Like sometimes I go on MuseScore and people are just writing things all over the place. I'm like, if you're writing in C sharp, why is this suddenly a D flat? Why? But yeah, that's just for the people who are curious. You really don't need to know that. What you do need to know, though, this is the most important part. We're getting to the good stuff, guys. We're getting to the good stuff. What instrument would showcase that micro difference the best? Probably string instruments. Although I'm just biased because I'm a string player. I'm just biased because I'm a string player. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. By good stuff, you mean confusing stuff? Look, I'm trying my best to make it as non-confusing as possible, but like, I don't think I've ever like taught anyone who doesn't have any kind of understanding, but I very much would like to, because I feel like people don't need to know all the intricacies to understand what's happening. So, notes have tendencies. And those tendencies lead to resolutions. We're not talking about chicken tenders, okay? Your lesson basically goes like, just wing it. Look, I had an actual plan. Like, I have notes right here. But the thing is, the more I explain, the more I'm like, wait, I'm going to say this other thing. But then I'm like, wait a minute. I got sidetracked because I got too excited about this other thing. Oh, speaking of getting sidetracked, I forgot. Let's go back to intervals for a second, okay? Let's go back to You know what? Let's just use a blank page. Let's go back to intervals for a second. intervals. Let's just go back to intervals, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Yeah? Let me just write out the numbers for anyone who wants them. 6, 7, 1. Now, how do I explain this? These notes on the scale have different functions. Okay, notes on a scale want to go places. The scale is a path, and the notes want to go somewhere. Why are people screaming? The notes want to go somewhere within the scale. So if I play this scale, our favorite C major scale, yeah. You have that in your ear, right? So if I play this note, let me play the scale again. Keep the scale in your head. If I play this note, and I tell you that the next note has to be where it ends, where would you bring it? Choose a number. This is D, this is 2. Where does your brain want it to go? If I just play this note. Some of you are saying E, some of you are saying C. Someone says 6. What? 1, C. Okay. So for those of you who said C or 1 or E or 3, you're correct. But this is home base, but it can also go. If you use 6, that doesn't really that is wrong, but don't worry. It's a learning experience. It doesn't really do that. Your brain wants it to go here or here. Uruka, that's arbitrary. That's literally what music theory is, guys. It's literally an explanation of what your brain wants to hear, why your brain hears it, what emotion is evoked from it. That's literally what it is. That's why I'm telling you, you don't need to know how to read sheet music. You don't need to know anything. Just listen to what your brain tells you. Where does this go? Here. And why does it go here? It's because E is part of the C major scale. It doesn't really go to 5 though, because that's kind of... It doesn't really go to the 5th. 6 is what my brain says. Okay. Your brain is wrong. Look, it's a basic human instinct, okay? It's a basic human instinct. You listen to what your brain tells you. It wants to end here. If you're speaking of chords, it might be different. If we're speaking chords, maybe you want to go here. No wrong note in jazz. Look, if we're going into jazz and contemporary music, sure. There's not really that many. There's a lot of things you can do. But I'm trying to teach the basics here, okay? Where does your brain want it to go is a bit of confusing. That's literally how it works. Where does your gut want it to be? Is what you're thinking. Where do you want it to go home, you know? So that is what a tendency is. You're talking about a very specific thing. They're getting lost by what you mean. I mean, most people got it. Most people got it. This is not that specific. If I choose another note, it's the same thing. It goes here. Where do you expect the next note to be if you want it to end there? And this can also just go. Or oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. Lion Paul, thank you for super chat. Where your brains wants it to go is spot on. Yeah, like what? I'm not even joking. That's how it was taught to me. That is how it was taught in an actual educational setting. Like that's how you explain it. Like, um, there's no scientific way to go, oh, this is why it goes there. There's no scientific way to explain, oh, this is why we want it to be there. It doesn't, that's just not how it works. It feels good. The beeps and boops are nice, so that's why it happens. Axe Murder for Hire, thank you for the member chat. I think you had a point with knowing things intuitively, but the terminology makes things confusing. I'm not using that confusing terms, man. Look, if we're just going off of feeling, where does this one go? Either here or if we're in the key of C, that is what the tendencies are. If you listen to the tendencies, look. Maybe it's easier if one this one has a very, very strong tendency. Sevens. Where does this go? Either here or it goes very strongly to C, but sometimes you can make it go down. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Why did we come back to learn tendencies? Because I brought the intervals back. I brought the intervals back for the tendencies. Tendencies lead to resolutions. Oh my god, no. No. My notes. The reason why I brought the intervals back was to show you this. I'm showing you this. Oh my god. Listen to this, okay? You know what a fifth is? C to G, fifths. If you go entirely fifths, fifths are so powerful. They're so open and empty. Like this sounds like Breath of the Wild. It sounds like it. Like it's so open. It's like you're running around on an open field. And all the spacing in between those is a fifth. It's so nice. It's so freaking nice. And if you go by fourths, fourths are also a perfect interval. What are the notes? It's still very empty, but it's a little darker. Like it's really, really nice and open and but the fourths are darker than it's more like a question, you know? It's more of a question than a fifth. The fifths are like the fifths are content where they are. It's so cool. It's so freaking intervals are so cool, man. Fabrimath, thank you for super chat. Sensei does this also apply to guitar? It applies to anything. I'm just using piano because it's easier to see. Thank you for super chat though. Teach, can I get a fifth if whatever it is of whatever it is you're selling? What do you mean? I'm selling coffee. You can't get a fifth of coffee. You just buy the coffee. Fifths are more like discovery and fourths are more like eerie questioning. It's eerie, but it's also like not in the most creepy way. She lost me when she described it in color. What do you mean? It's so It's like, what's happening? We don't know what's going on. What's going on? And fifths are like, I don't know what's happening, but I don't care. You know? Anyway, I just wanted to throw those in because I love them. I love them so much. I love it. But back to tendencies. Tendencies is how we get chord progressions. And how we get songs. So you know how songs where we always meme that they always use the same chords. People are always memeing that they use the same chords, but there's a reason why they use the same chords. It's because they tend towards each other. That's at least in like a short form kind of song. Those are the chords that tend towards each other. If you're going into like a whole ass symphony, that's gonna have a lot more complexity and a lot more story going on in between each part, and each phrase is gonna be longer, so they can elongate it and make it very, very complex. But if we're just working on like a normal, I don't know, normal pop song, I don't want to say pop song because they're not all pop, industry song, that's just that's how they tend towards each other. And yeah, they just sound good. They sound good to each other. This is home base, right? Now if we go back to our intervals, right? C major, home base, home base, C major, which is C, E, G. That looks like a 6. G. And the ones that heavily tend towards back to home base is called a dominant. Okay. Where does this go? Sure, it can also go to here, but it very strongly wants to go. Don't mind that wrong note I just played at the It very strongly wants to go there. So that's what the fifth is. The fifth is a very, very powerful chord. And you might notice that most songs go 5-1. 5-1. Dominant brings you home is G major, or the 5. G, B, D. Yeah, and there's obviously other chords that can work as a resolution, but we're not doing that right now. I am not trying to complicate anything even further. Uruka, I wasn't paying attention. Can you explain from the beginning again? What do you mean by the beginning? If you want an easy way to think, the dominant. Okay, the dominant, the dommy daddy. The dommy daddy brings you home, okay? G, C, 5-1. Okay? Dommy daddy brings you home. That's how you think of it. You can do a bunch of different things. Very commonly goes 4, 5, 1. Because the 4 wants to go here. But then this wants to go here. But people are saying that you can also go 5, 6. And that works because the 6 is the 6, if you guys remember, the 6 is the relative minor. Relative minor. I feel like I should do this in a different color. It works as a landing, I guess. It can work as a substitute home base because it is in the relative minor. Is 6 submissive? No, don't call it submissive. Unless you want to. So it still works. And now, please don't. You can turn the happy into the sad, yeah. And okay, to further explain, this is because the minor actually shares the 5th with the major. A minor shares Dom with major. And you may think, oh, why? Because if you use the notes in a minor scale, it doesn't actually turn out to be a major 5th. But we just borrow the major 5th from the what do you call it? We borrow the major 5th from the major because it's a lot stronger than a minor 5th. Minor 5ths aren't really used that much. But basically, what you should take away is that they're very interchangeable. It's a minor and major again. A minor is happy. Major. Oh, no. Major is happy. Minor is sad. This is major. Very, very neutral, kind of happy feeling. Minor is this. You may notice that it sounds sadder than the major. That's like a very simple way to say. You play a minor 5th, the interval that traumatized the heck out of me. Yeah, I like never used a minor 5th ever. Yeah. So the tendencies of the notes are what brings a chord from one place to another. And that is also why key changes work. So if I show you this, if I play Twinkle Twinkle, okay? Oh, yeah. Pretty normal, right? But what if I go from here? I'm not a good piano player. What happened? What happened there? What happened and why can we do that? Why can we do that? Because you're built different. It's a key change. And some people are like, oh, did you just key change into a random key? No, it doesn't work like that. You have to find the tendencies that bring you to the key change. It's a puzzle. You have to figure out what works into that key. So let me get a fresh Let me just erase. Should I just erase this all? Okay. Let me just erase this. I will erase this. Why does that work? Why is it possible? So, let me bring. I shouldn't have erased that part. I should keep this. F G. Oh God. G A B C. You can change it to any chord you want if you just build up a chord progression well enough. Yes, that is my point. You can't jump from a random ass chord to another random ass chord. You have to figure out how they connect to each other. So you can't just change whenever you want to. One. Hello? God, my pen's not working anymore. Oh no. Oh no. Hello? I can if I don't want my music to sound good. Oh. Let me reload. Yeah, like you're welcome to do whatever you want. I just can't guarantee that it'll sound right. Like there's people, that are like, "Oh, I don't believe in music theory." It's not something to believe in. It's like this is our sense. This is how we make sense of what sounds good and how we write things that sound good. So if you don't want something to sound good, I don't fucking care. Okay. I mean, everyone has the same music. That's not true. And you know why that's not true? Because you can modulate. The word of changing keys is called modulate. You can modulate like as much as you want. You don't have to stay somewhere. There's not an infinite way. No, there's not a finite way to modulate. You might confuse some people in the ears, but there's no set rule that's like you can't do this many times. So, why can I go from here to... Why can I do that? Let's see. So, if I'm in C major and the home base of C major is C of C major, C major is C, E, G, the C major chord. This is what we're doing. So let's just write out the chords that we're playing. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. We end on a C major scale. I mean, not scale, chord. Triad. Okay. Do I have enough space to do it? Let's just do it here, okay? C. What did I do there? What was I doing? I went from C to B major, then to E major. So how the hell does that work? Well, oh my God. In the key of C major, okay, in the key of C major, C is 1. Right? We got that? In the key of C major, C is 1. But while we're thinking of C as 1, our brains can also conceptualize C major as a function of a different key. So in the key of E major. Okay, no. Let's back up a second. Let's back up a second. In the key of E minor. Okay? In the key of E minor. In the key of E minor, C major. C major. Woo, equals the sixth. So you may wonder, Uruka, what the hell? Let me write out E minor for you, okay? E, F sharp, G, A, oh god, A, B, wait, C, D, E, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. This chord is the sixth of E major. Does that make any more sense? A minor, I mean, not A minor, C major is the sixth of E minor, which means that you can tend it towards, do you guys remember tendencies, right? The sixth tends towards the dommy daddy, yeah? The sixth tends towards the dommy daddy, which is a B. The dominant of E minor. E minor. In the key of E minor, C is 6. And then B is 5. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So your brain can contextualize C as both C major. But once you hear this, you're like, oh, that was leading into the 5 of this. Well, technically. Oh, here we go. Technically, it goes to there. Oh god, my mic. But remember what I said, when the dominance can also be the same in the major. So this will also be the 5 in E major. Which can then bring you to the 1 of E major, which is E major. Right? And that is how key changes work. You don't have to understand the intricacies of this, but basically what I'm saying is you contextualize things in keys. And the reason why we can do key changes is that the tendencies of the chords that we hear bring us into other specific kind of chords, and we can force our brains to contextualize it into different keys that we were not expecting it to go to by using the tendency of the notes. So we're pretty comfortable here going, but then we bring this here and we're like, oh, that could be minor or major. But what if we want to go even more? What if we want to go even more? We can use the rhythm to make it sound not so finite, but also tendencies. If we go like this, and this ends on a strong beat, right? Because the E major, that we just switched into, the key change, lands on a very strong beat, we're thinking, oh, that's the key that we're in now. But if we land it on not a strong beat of rhythm, if we go like, then it's like, oh, where's that going? And we can go here. But you know what can make it even more? You know what you can make it even more strong than not using the rhythm? We can do this. Hear this, okay? Oh my god, it's so it's so nice. Listen to that again. Oh my heart. It's so the tension. The tension is so nice. Yes, basic music theory. Look, I'm just trying to make you hear the tendencies, okay? I'm trying to make you hear the tendencies. So if you compare that to this, like it still works, but compared to this, so much stronger. And you don't want to know why? This is E major, okay? What did we change? We changed this to this. Oh, that's wrong. Oh. This D is the 7th of the E. And the 7ths make the dominants even more dominant, for lack of better wording. The 7th, if you add a 7th, this is the triad, right? This is E major triad, but if we add 7, that brings it super strongly to here. Oh, to here. To here. Right? It's just so cool. You don't have to understand the intricacies, but if you just listen to it, it's like... It's so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice. Okay, let me write that. E, technically, if we want to make it a 7. Okay, typically you would actually write this in Roman numerals, but I didn't want to confuse anyone even more. You would typically write this as Roman numerals, but it's like, why? I feel like that makes it more confusing if you don't really know what's going on. You bring this into A major. This is the dominant 7 of A major, which brings it tending towards the 1 of A major. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa. 43rd Guru. Thank you for super chat. Me with my tiny brain. I like it when it does jingle sound. Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, that's all I want. That's all I want. So, as long as you're hearing what's going on, you know. Got lost in that part. Okay. So if I functioning, this is the function of 1 in C major. But your brain, once you move it here, you're like, oh, so that was also bringing it into the dominant of a different key, and we're gonna change keys now. We're gonna change it to another key. And where is this chord going, huh? No, it's going here. But if we want to trick our brains even more, we don't play it so finitely, so definite. We bring this down. Then it's like, oh, now where is it going? Here. And technically you can just keep going on and on, but then your brain gets super confused. Your brain gets a little too confused if you change keys super often. Yeah. Why would I want to trick my brain? Well, I mean, it's not you that wants to trick your brain. It's you that you want to trick other people's brains. Or other people wants to trick your brains. What do you mean by play it finite? Okay, I chose a bad word. I mean, it sounds super like definite. Like when you just go like that. Oh. It doesn't sound like it wants to go anywhere, right? Like it's like, oh, we've moved around a lot. We've moved around a lot, and now we want to stay here. You know? So it's a little weirder to go like this. It's still fine, but if you change it to be less definite by doing this instead of, you see how this sounds like I don't really need to go anywhere. This is where we are now. We don't need to do anything else. It sounds perfectly fine. Whereas we don't want to end here. So where do we go? You could end there, but that is actually a way that people write music. If you want to leave, if you don't want to end like that and you want to leave people in suspension, that's where you end. But why does it work? How does it leave people in suspension? It's because we want to hear the resolution. Isn't that so cool? Isn't that so freaking cool? It's a musical cliffhanger. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, it's so cool. Oh. Anyway. Laughs and blues changes. What do you mean? But yeah, that's there's also the classic cutting off the song. There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different ways to end things using different what do you call it? Different musical tricks for your brain to make people feel certain things. Because at the end of the day, it's just based on feeling. And I know there's people arguing like, oh, that's not what I feel. Okay. But at the very basic level, if you're thinking in the simplest of terms, Yes, this is where your brain wants it to go. Unless your brain is abnormal. Like why do songs sound good? It's because they follow these kind of tendencies. And if I play my own song or something, you know, the way to keep people listening is to keep edging is to keep edging that resolution to keep people on their seats and they want to keep hearing it. So if I we're not ending yet. We're still not ending yet. We're kind of here, but it's still going. It's in the middle of a phrase. And now here we are. Yeah. So you want them not to climax? Yeah, we're trying to edge the climax here, okay? We're trying to edge the climax. And we can't go, but because I go from here instead of this is even though I'm going to home base. Even though I'm going to home base, it doesn't sound like a super strong ending because I'm not going like we're done. This can still go somewhere, but fun fact, this is actually called a plagal cadence. A cadence is basically just how you end a phrase. And this is called plagal in terms of how it's used in like church music. It doesn't sound super definite. Amen. 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 Oh, that's what's the fully finished climax of the song like? What do you mean? Take me to church. I don't actually remember the rest of it. Um uh at the end of the bridge. We don't want it to sound like it's done. It could end there, but it sounds kind of weird, right? Yeah. And the intervals, the way the intervals work is how I wrote the song as well. I'm okay, just letting you know, I'm using my own song so I don't get freaking copyrighted because the YouTube freaking copyright AI is so picky nowadays. So picky. So I can only safely use my own song. But let me tell you. This is how I wrote. I wanted the song to feel like it's reaching, you know. It's very much about what I like. How do you say? If I want it to sound like I'm pleading, or I'm like I'm begging, or I'm really trying to reach out for something. That's a fifth, by the way, super open. longing, very long. Ba-da-bum. We're trying to keep tugging it along. Exactly, emotionally tugging. Are we done yet? Nope. Still not done. Reaching out even more. And at the bridge, it actually goes away even further. And then again with the it's kind of calming down a little more. It was written in a very calculated way, and it is a little psychotic, but it is a little psychotic how intentional it is. But whatever. Stages of making music: edging, reaching, begging. Exactly. That's how you do it. It's not slow. It's not snow halation. Wait until you explain Mozart. Okay, honestly, Mozart's not even that psychotic. There's some people who are extremely psychotic. Yeah, I have played some very, very psychotic music before, and it's Mozart is quite basic. Like, he was definitely a genius, but he used his genius to use basics as much as he could. Let me bring the BGM back. The Armadillo, thank you for super chat. What the heck? I feel so emotionally manipulated. What about the bear emotes in the subtitles? Those are just supposed to match. Those are supposed to match the emotion, man. They're supposed to match the emotion. Yeah. So I don't know. It's again, you really don't need to fully comprehend what's going on here. I wanted to explain it in a way that you could listen to it and try to just understand the relationships between them all without having to know, like, academically, oh, this is the dominant and this is the tonic and this is a predominant chord. Or if you just listen to it, this sounds like it goes to where? And how is our brain manipulated into thinking that this is actually functioning as something else? So, yeah. If anything, I just would like you to leave with the ability to hear what is going on in the music you're listening to and why it sounds good on the most basic sense. What I learned from this lesson is that just let your intrusive thoughts win. It's not intrusive thoughts. It's on the most fundamental level. Yes, there are people that are saying, oh, but this is how it works. And where do you think these concepts came from? Oh, it's not what your brain... That's so arbitrary. Where do you think the study of music theory came from? It came from what the tendencies in our brains were hearing, and people wrote it out and they're like, oh, so this is what we like to hear. So this is how it works. You know, music came before music theory. You don't need to make it all complicated by using all the super complicated terms that are used in music theory. At the end of the day, it was made through what our brain wants to hear. And it really doesn't need to be that complicated in order to understand vaguely what is happening. Admit it, you just want us to be able to praise you more specifically. No. No. I would just like you guys to, I don't know, be able to appreciate the things that you're listening to more. Wander Giesel, thank you for the super chat. If I didn't understand all this already, this would have made 0 sense. Thanks for the great lesson. Okay. Look. Just reiterating. You don't need to understand every single thing that I'm spewing out or I'm writing out. But at the very basic level, understanding where notes and chords want to go is how you gain a better understanding of the music that you listen to. So you might be like, wow, that like game soundtrack is so cool. Why does it sound like that? Oh, it's because they're edging us with this chord and they're not going to the home base of the key, you know? The concepts just refer to the specific feelings and a way to communicate them. Exactly. And I really don't like, I don't like when people gatekeep things or they try to make it more complicated. Like, yes, you are correct, but we don't need to get there quite yet. Like, and maybe it is arbitrary, but that's literally where this study came from. It is literally how music theory was made. The song end and still no climax. That was a great song. Okay, if there is no climax at all, if there's no home base at all in a song, that just most of the time makes it a bad song because it doesn't know what it's trying to do. If it's using too many of the in-between notes or chords, then it just doesn't know what it's trying to do. Unless its primary goal is to not sound good and try to confuse you. You know? I learned that Uruka is passionate in talking about music. Maybe too much. What do you mean too much? It's not too much. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. What song's primary goal is to not sound good? There are songs that are made to make you feel uncomfortable. Like that's not completely out of the question. There are plenty of songs that are made to make you feel like, you know, at the edge of your seat or like something's bad's about to happen, you know, like movie music. That's how they make you feel things in movies and TV shows. By making you feel uncomfortable. They edge you. They edge you musically to make you feel uncomfortable. I wish Uruka was as passionate about her thousands of covs as she is about music theory. My covs are perfectly fine by themselves. They don't need... They're fine. They're fine. Lanyakia, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the Uruf gang. It's definitely not a cult. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, I hope that even if it was very confusing, you have a general sense of what I'm trying to say. You know? Where's my... where's my... Really enjoyed your passion about music. Thank you. Alright. Baby, if you don't even get the general sense of what I'm trying to say, hopefully you just enjoyed watching me talk about it. There's a song in a movie I remember that was designed to make you feel nausea. Yeah. There's very specific methods that people use to make you feel certain emotions. And why does that work? Well, that circles back around into music theory is the study of what your brain wants to hear and what it feels based on the sounds that come into our ears. So yeah, it is arbitrary. But guess what else is arbitrary? Human emotion. And music is very deeply tied to human emotion. So yeah, it is arbitrary. Yeah. Okay. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum-bum. Ba-da-ba-dum-bum-bum. Ba-da-ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-da-ba-dum-bum-bum. Wouldn't bare ears interpret different emotion? Well, on the inside, I'm kind of the same as you guys, right? On the inside, I'm kind of the same as you guys, even though I'm not like human, you know? Let's see what supers I missed. Venom Saver, thank you so much, super chat. Weird keyboard layout. Most of us use WASD. What? Oh, because the notes. Yeah, different kind of keyboard, but I enjoy your enthusiasm. Yeah, I enjoy your enthusiasm. Thank you so much for bringing your enthusiasm to class. Bintalk, thank you so much for super chat. Tell me where the brown note is. I have no clue. I'm guessing it's probably a very, very low bass note that doesn't even exist on the piano. Ask a bass vocalist. Ask a bass vocalist to do it. Sing your BGM for us. Da 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 da. Fujikura Uruka. Do, 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 do. She doesn't know what the brown note is. I remember it from South Park. I don't know what exactly. I thought it was a note that's so low that you can't even hear it. Evan, thank you for the member chat. I thought this was cool. I've played instruments for years, but theory-wise, I only know blues, bass, guitar. That's really cool too, dude. Jazz. Okay, people joke about like jazz being like. Jazz just being random improv, but let me tell you, jazz musicians are some of the like most overpowered. They are some of the most OP musicians I've ever met, because the way their brains work with music theory is just, it's insane. Like, they know the relationships of every single existing chords related to each other. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. People who play jazz well are absolute geniuses. Drizbane, thank you so much for that. What is your opinion of solfege? Guessing not much because of where you start. Solfege, I mean, I learned it. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. I use a movable do. And do, I forgot do, I forgot do, ra, do, re. I don't remember it very well. It's been a long time. I don't like use it at all, ever. So I don't really have much of an opinion on it. Curry, thank you so much for the Curry Katsudan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Sensei, for condensing months of practice. You're welcome. Okay, you say okay. If I were to tell you, this is probably within the first 2 weeks. This is what you have to get down very solidly within the first 2 weeks of undergraduate music theory. Not even first 2 weeks, maybe the first week. If you don't understand all this very, very well within the first week, you're a little screwed. Fabri Matthew, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh wait, I already read that one. Sensei, does this apply to guitar? Yes, it applies to all kinds of music, even if you don't learn an instrument. You can just listen to different kinds of music and be like, wow, that was an interesting way. That was the dominant going to the tonic. That was the daddy dummy going to bringing you to home base. Anime Acumen, thank you for super chat. Beep boop, learning to music. Beep boop. Yes. No way they even covered this in undergrad. This is really basic. Well, I mean, they go over it just to make sure everyone's on the same understanding, because people teach them in different ways, and there's like different ways to write it out. There's also different people believe in different things. So some of the professors will teach it differently than others. So they just teach you within the first 1 or 2 weeks to make sure that you're getting it. Unless you're taking like intro to music theory, then intro to music theory is different. That is much more basic, and you'll learn this over the course of like, I don't know, a month or 2, or I don't know, more. I've never took intro, so I have no clue. And this actually isn't what we even do. This is like the basis for what we do. You actually do things really you think this is arbitrary. Once you start writing things like counterpoints and fugues and sonatas, it's like, what the fuck is you think this is arbitrary? Wait till you It's just a bunch of ways to write music that use several rules that say you can't do this, you can't do that, because it sounds weird. And yeah, it does sound weird. But then later on they're like, oh, throw away everything that you just learned 2 months ago because we're not doing that anymore, so it doesn't apply. And I'm like, what? Okay. Yeah, it depends on the level that you're taking. So when you get into like upper division music theory, it's so convoluted and arbitrary. I do not remember it. Like, you start doing math. I kid you not, I was doing algebraic equations for some reason in music theory, and I don't know why. Like, I kid you not. Why was I doing math? Like, actual math. I don't know why. Okay, I think I got those super chats. Get a little. Fujikura Uruka. Oh, I realized I missed these from yesterday. Just this one guy role-playing as a sleep paralysis demon. Okay. Well. She got gaslit into being a math nerd. No. Your Sakuril's membership chat, where? Doko. Where is it? I don't see it. Where the hell is it? What? Bruh. I can't find it. Uruka's advanced class of calculus 1. I never took calculus. I do not know any calculus. I know pre-calc, but that's not calculus. Excuse me. Ugh. Excuse me, I just burped. Ooh. Do you think we need a high-level music theory to be hired as professional musicians, or do we just need to be good at sight reading? You do not. Okay, when I say high-level music theory, let me contextualize this for you, okay? Have any of you taken the CM test? Or whatever the hell it is? Have any of you guys... I never took it. I never took the CM test. But let me tell you, in the first term of music theory, I had to help the pianists who passed the highest level of CM. Within the first 2 weeks, I had to help them with their homework. So if you know CM level music theory, I feel like you're fine, because I don't think you really need to know anything further than that. Because music theory, once you get past all this stuff that I'm saying, a lot of it is not actually... It doesn't have a lot to do with the practice of music, but rather just understanding what's happening. So you could be a professional musician without understanding high-level music theory. It would be helpful. It would be helpful. But technically, you don't need to know. Like, music theory helps you understand, if you're gonna be a classical musician or just anything, it helps you understand the structures of the things that you're playing. So if you're playing pop music, obviously the structure is gonna be a lot more simple. Understanding the structures and how the chords relate to the structures of those kinds of songs. In classical music, it's harder because there's things like there's symphonies, there's concertos, there's sonatas, and there's like random ways of like recapitulation. Like, what the hell is that? Understanding the forms of classical music helps you to understand what you're playing and how to play it. Because if you're just reading the notes and you don't understand the structure of what you're playing, you do not know. It's harder to understand the whole concept of what you're playing and how to execute it. If you're playing for like anything that's not super like classical music, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. But if you're going more into classical music, it is a bit more important. Just in the sense that just because you're playing notes doesn't mean you're playing it well. Just because you're playing notes well, even if you're following all the dynamics, everything that's written on the sheet, if you don't understand the whole entire general like structure of what you're playing, it's hard to execute it correctly. Aqua's member chat was 2 hours, 12 minutes into the Power Wash stream on the 19th. How am I supposed to find that? I don't think I can find member chats separately. I have to go back to the VOD. I can't find it. Like, super chats show up on their own. Open that stream and it's 2 hours, 12 minutes. Okay. I guess I'm opening my VOD now. I guess I'm opening my VOD now. Okay. 2 hours, 12 minutes. Into Power Wash. How important is this question? Fujikura Uruka. 2 hours and 12 minutes. Oh. Wait, I did answer this. What do you mean? You mean the one about you get a cut of sales, even super chats and memberships? Say it ain't so. Think of the fishman. Do you mean that one? I did answer that. Yes, I get a cut. I get a cut of super chats and memberships and merchandise sales. Anything that I earn that is related to me, I get a percentage of. What the percentage is, I don't know if I can tell you, but I do get a percent. I get a percentage of it. If you could go to either school, would you go to Juilliard or Curtis? I wouldn't really want to go to either one. If I had to choose between the two, probably Juilliard, because Curtis is filled with literal prodigies, and I do not. I'm fine with not being there. Not that Juilliard's not filled with prodigies, but Curtis is even more filled with prodigies. Curtis has even more prodigies, and I wouldn't even get in. So. Juilliard, I have a chance. I wouldn't want to go to either one though. Anyway, what was the school that J.K. Simmons teach? I don't know. let me search it. That would be pretty intimidating. It's not the fact that it's intimidating, it's just... Okay, it's a matter of fact that the professors at those schools pay way more attention to the prodigies than everyone else. Like, I know people who go to those schools. I know people who have transferred out of those schools. Because they're like, I just can't get any attention because everyone's paying attention to the people who are famous already. Schaffer Conservatory. Oh, I guess that does not exist. That's not real. Oh yeah, they made it up. They made up a new one. Or they made up a fake school. But yeah, that is my music theory teaching stream, and it's again, it is difficult to grasp, but I hope you just walk away with a better understanding than you came in. That's all I ask for. Mark Zuckerberg acted like a robot even when he was accepted at Harvard. Zucky. Dude, I've been getting these. Okay, when I was a senior in high school, I used to watch the videos of people reacting to their college decisions. I used to watch those religiously while waiting for my letters to come in. And because of that, every year around this time, because they're getting their letters now, around this time, I always get them recommended. And it's so surreal watching people react to their college decision letters now. Because it's like, I'm so far removed from that at this point. And it's like, wow, you got in. Cool. What now? Congratulations! But also what? That's a genre of video? Yeah, it is a genre of video. You should search them up. Some of them have a lot of views. People very much like to watch people react to if they got into a school or not. It's great. And we actually did that in school live. It's like a bonding moment at school, opening your letters together and seeing if you got in or not. Although it kind of sucks if you didn't get in. It kind of sucks if you didn't get in, but it's kind of like a bonding moment. And at least at my school, we had like a bulletin board. We had a bulletin board where we pin our rejection letters. just to make people feel better about where they didn't get in and stuff. Because like when I say most of the people at Uruka opening college letters together is weird. Okay, look, the culture at my school is very strange, okay? The culture at my school was so strange. Like, they had to actively advertise community college because people were applying to too many schools that they couldn't get into. And not enough schools that they could get into. So there were some people who just would not apply to any safety schools. And they're like, guys, it's okay if you go to community college. And everyone's like, no, I must go to Harvard. Everyone applying to all of the Ivies, wondering why they didn't get into college. Wow, I wonder why you didn't get into... Wow. How many put up their rejected from Harvard letter? I don't know, I didn't really pay that much attention. I didn't really look that much. But, yeah. What's wrong with community college? There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's a very good option. It's a very good option to have. But, like, it was kind of a stigma at my school because everyone was very toxic. Everyone was very toxic, and a lot of people thought that going to community college was the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Because that means you're not smart enough to get into a school, which is not true, by the way. Not true, by the way. Music theory is interesting, but a headache. Transposing drove me to drink. Oh. Jamal, thank you for super chat. It is a headache. It is very much a headache. Community college bottom tier. I mean, you can transfer it. You can go to community college and transfer if you want to. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, I feel like I talk about this kind of often, but it's because I am so traumatized. I talk about this so often because I am so traumatized, and it is a very strong factor of why I am what I am now. Just to contextualize, every year, I think at least, I don't know the exact statistics, but just basing off of who I remember, I think at least 40% of people every year end up going to like a top 30 school in America. And like 15 to 20 of those they go to like Ivy League or equivalents. So that was my competition, and no wonder why I broke down and had many mental breakdowns and thought I was gonna fail in life. Like, no wonder why I was so stressed out. Like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to compete with these people? And some of them aren't even legitimately smart. Some of them pay people to write research papers in their names so that they can get into schools. Like, how do I compete with that? How do I compete with rich people? Like, not even just the smart people, but the rich people. Write a song about the stresses of college and make it metal. Nah, I'm over it. I'm over it. It's just every now and then I think about it and I'm like, that's insane. That's crazy. Ivies are overrated. Caltech and MIT. That's why I said Ivies and equivalents. Ivies and equivalents. So I'm including MIT and Caltech and Stanford and I don't remember any of the other ones. Caltech and MIT are not Ivy League, but they're I think they're like very equivalent to it. Is it just usually their parents' money / influence? Only to the extent that if they actually like pay for things that influence the decisions. Otherwise, like just having money, I don't think like it lets you pay for it, but I don't think it will. Aren't all those Ivies? No, there's actually only what, 7? There's a lot of schools that are highly ranked but are not Ivy League schools. Because I think Ivy League was just like a sports thing at first, right? if I'm not wrong, it started as like a sports thing. Okay, so within the Ivy League is Brown, Columbia, Cornell, Dartmouth, Harvard, Princeton, UPenn, and Yale. Everything else is not. But that doesn't mean they're worst. But yeah. We are where we are, and it's fine. I say that like I'm not I am attending my dream school, and it was not a dream. It was a fever dream that I want to get out of. But I can't complain. I can't complain. I wanted to go here for like 8 years. What? Panko's co-director. Thank you for the super chat. But how do I apply for FaZe? Forward, Sakana. If you want to work for FaZe because you want to talk to us, leave. Get away. If you want to work for FaZe because you want to make FaZe better, are you sure you know what you're doing? If you do think you know what you're doing, too bad we don't have any openings. Dream school that you want to get out of? I wanted to go to my school for a very long time, and it was my life's goal to get in. But the thing was, I never thought about what I would do after I got in. So after I got in, I started going. I'm like, why am I here? Why am I here? It kind of sucks here. Like, I liked the place, but also it's kind of, ugh. But yeah, I hope the lesson was good. Please tell me if you have any questions or anything. I am happy to expand. Why is Sakana Bro's really pinging everyone to watch Gundam Seed, bro. Tanya, thank you so much for the raid. I'm like ending already. But thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Thank you. Don't treat university as your end goal. University is supposed to be a transit point into your next career. That is true. But at the time, as high schoolers, none of us really thinking about anything past college, because all we were worrying about was to get into college first, because that was what we were in school for the entire time. And that's what people were doing thousands of extracurriculars to do, because no. People don't care if you have a 4.0 GPA if you didn't do anything else. No one cares if you're smart if you're not also the person who cured cancer. Tonya, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. Tiger Raid, welcome. Welcome. I am actually ending now, but if you're actually interested in learning, please go back, rewind, and look into what I was talking about for the rest of the stream. And you don't have to know. Oh no, NASA. Oh no, all the Raiders. NASA, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome. So you don't have. The point of the stream is you don't have to know anything about music. You don't have to know how to read sheet music. You don't need to know anything. And it might be very confusing, but I hope that you get the gist of how to appreciate what is going on, what is making music sound like this, and why does it make you feel a certain way. Dumb Loser, thank you so much for the super chat. Me come. Your face you cute me like blue nice color. What? What is going on? Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm not really sure what you mean, but thank you. I appreciate you and your super chat. Thank you. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, please go ahead and rewind. And if you have any questions, you can either ask them now before I end, or you can drop them in the comments. NASA had us build muscles, and now Uruka helps us train our brain. Yeah. Except the lesson for today is over. Lecture is over for today. Uruka Sensei is done for today. But if you have any questions, Uruka Sensei is here for you. Uruka Sensei. Uruka Sensei is here for you. Wait. Questions? Feel free to ask. Uruka Sensei. I cannot read my own handwriting. Feel free to ask Uruka Sensei. Uruka, see the teacher and rest. Hi, NASA. Hi, NASA. See the teacher and yes. Yeah. Uruka Sensei, when's the next lesson? You want another lesson? I'm not quite sure what I would go into for the next lesson. If you're a sensei, why is your handwriting so bad? It's very hard to write on this tablet. It's so hard to write on this tablet, especially in my handwriting. Skin, thank you for super chat. Or is it Sin or Skyn? 2-hour VOD from the Blue Bear. Yes, added to the list, Uruka-sama. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Is that even English? Yes, this is English. Can you understand what I'm writing? Dumb loser, thank you for the super chat. Heart emoji. I love you and your company. You're so cute. Good luck, college. Are you drunk? At first I thought you were ESL, but I think you're just drunk. Or maybe high, or both. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. What if I write in another language? I think it's actually more clear when it's not English. Oh shoot, I don't remember how to write. Dumb loser, thank you for the super chat. I am very drunk and I love you. Oh, okay, I was joking, kind of, but if you're actually drunk, drink water. I am a water bro. Drink water, eat some bread. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad you love me, but don't die. FJH forever. Thank you so much for the super chat. Are you trying to be a doctor? That handwriting would guarantee that you pass with flying colors. No, but Mama Bear does occasionally ask, Are you gonna apply for med school? No, why would I apply for med school? If you're drunk, super chat more. Yeah, drop an Akasupa if you're drunk today. No. Delta is gracias por la lección de música. Esperando la próxima. Thank you for the lesson in music. I don't know what the rest is. 稍微清楚一点。好。好。私は Fujikura Uruka. Wait. Fujikura Uruka. This. I think the second half means looking forward to the next one. Is that what it means? Esperando la próxima. Gracias por super chat. Gracias por super chat. Stroke order helps reading it. That's true. It's because you can see the order that I'm writing it in that it's more legible than English. Kisu Mayas. Okay. Thank you for super chat. Uruka Yoko Kano's Shadow of Doubt from Escaflowne. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Are you casting a spell? Is this some kind of wizardry? Thank you. That is someone drawing in 3 years. What do you mean? I am not 3 years old. Okay, if I try very hard to be legible, I am not 3 years old. I have to write really slowly though. Slowly. It's too much work. And despacito. Despacito. Because the tablet's lagging. No, it's not lagging at all. It's because when I write fast, this is just how I write. Despacito. Do I remember how to write? I don't think I remember how to write Japanese. I can read it, but it's so hard to recall. Oh. 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 Omae wa mou shindeiru. Oh god. Okay, I remember this specific phrase. Nani? Nandato. Sign. Oh, sin. Yes, as in sin. Thank you. Apply for med school and become the super neat so you see patients when and if you choose to. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can choose your schedule. Thank you for Super Chat. Funny how your Japanese writing looks like actual words, but your English looks like someone dropped a pen on the paper. Okay, if I write it more messy, okay? If I write it more messy... Watashi wa uno no ribasu kado sugemashita. Why are you writing it? Sorei wa anata no shite imashita. I can't read that much. But you're talking about taking out the Uno reverse card. Happy birthday, Eureka. It's not my birthday. You're drunk and it's not my birthday. Thank you, dumb loser. Thank you. My name is also not Eureka. Wait. Oh no. Oh no, how do you, I don't remember. How do you write? Oh no. Oh god, I'm forgetting how to write it. Kore ga yomereba megane wa iranai. Or maybe I just made the font really big. Oh, there we go. It was NASA's birthday. Oh, are you saying happy birthday to NASA? Or are you saying happy birthday to NASA now? I don't even know if NASA's here anymore. I don't know if NASA's here anymore. I'm gonna be real. NASA. I don't even remember how to write NASA's name. Oh god. I'm bad at writing. I can't. I cannot remember how to write anything. I can read. I can't write. NASA. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. I've had my fun. Let's see who's live right now. Let me see who in raid. But yeah, any raiders that came by, if you're interested in the topic, make sure to watch the VOD. I think the first 2 hours is actually content related, and then afterwards I'm just ranting about other things. Well, Clara's live. Clara is live right now. No idea what she's doing. What the hell? Tweem radar. Oh, Tomb Raider. I read it wrong. Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider. Passing you guys on to Clara. All the raiders. Thank you for joining Uruka Sensei's class. I hope you learned something. Cool. Like, comment. Oh, that's not an M. Okay. See, I'm used to just going like that, but that's like not that readable. Let me comment. Join. I wrote it wrong. Subscribe. Oh no. Join. Thank you for joining. Joining. Why does joining not look like a real word? Joining Uruka Sensei's class. Ow! Dumb loser, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Is that the homework, Sensei? Your homework is to listen to music and try to relate what you learn to the music that you're listening to. Look, I was writing as I was speaking, so I was like joining. Missed him saying it was his birthday. It's his birthday. Where did he say that? Oh, dumb loser, thank you for super chat. It's my birthday and I'm doing it for no reason. Don't knowing for no reason. Oh. In that case, I will sing you a happy birthday. Fujikura Uruka. What's your guys' name? Dumb loser. Dumb loser. Oh no, wait. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Dumb Loser. Where does this note want to go? Happy birthday to Thank you for super chat, dumb loser. It's okay, my birthday means nothing. Okay. I'm singing for you. No one's birthday means nothing. Everyone's birthday is an important day. And you should have someone to sing to you or say happy birthday or give you gifts. Oh, yo, oh my gosh, she's singing, let's go. Ooh, ah, my ears, ah. What? Add key change? Should I? Now in Japanese. Happy birthday to you. What do you mean? To you. That you're an expert? Not in playing piano. I'm not a pianist. I don't actually play piano. Dumb loser, thank you for super chat. Okay, now you're just weird. Mikamrelli, thank you for super chat. Happy birthday, you dumb loser. Wow, Uruka, what the? His name is Dumb Loser. His name is Dumb Loser. I'm not calling anyone Dumb Loser. His name is Dumb Loser. Why did you teach the entire lecture using one? Everyone uses piano to teach music theory. It's just... I can play basic piano. I'm not a pianist though. Even if you're not a pianist, you use piano to teach and learn music theory. You gotta know the basics of piano. But I can't actually play complicated things. Piano is for the visuals, so you can see all the intervals that are being played, and you can listen to it while you learn. Keep going. I am afraid that I might get copy. What if I play my own song? Yeah, I haven't played piano in a long time. I don't really know it very well. My muscle memory is not the greatest. And I can only play in one key. The 43rd Guru, thank you so much for the becoming member. Welcome to Uruk Gang 7 Cool. Thank you. For someone who isn't a pianist, you sure play like you're one. I'm not a pianist. I kind of know where the notes are and I can kind of play it. Didn't know the song was that sad without the lyrics. I'm not playing Kata no Ni. It's a different song. It's a different song. Uruka, what song was that? That is a song that I wrote, but there's not any official source for it. It's just I play it every now and then because it's one of the only things I can play because I wrote it. I can't really I missed some of the notes, but I missed some of the notes. Dumb Loser, thank you so much for the super chat. Your music sounds nice. You have wrote a song? I've written more than one song, yeah. Sounds nice. Good job. Keep going. You sound amazing. And also, I just want to say your voice is nice too. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dumb Loser. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. This is the power of music theory. This is the power of music theory. Uruka, unironically, that was amazing. Really? Thank you. I'm glad you like. Oh no, people keep raiding me. Aoi, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome. My favorite part is. Listen to this. The bass goes into G, suspending this into it. Oh. Why am I gushing over my own song? I am so egotistical. What is this song? It's a song that I wrote a couple years ago, out of boredom. Imagine if a guy in the raid fell asleep and wakes up right as you're raiding. You'd be so confused as to how much time has passed. I'm confused on how much time has passed. Is this where you compliment your knowledge on music theory? No. I don't think I actually knew what I was doing when I wrote this. I was just like, oh, that sounds cool. Which is honestly basically what it is. Music theory is just explaining. It's like, music theory literally just explains why. Whoa, why does that sound cool? It's because tendencies. The tension. Dumb loser, thank you for the chat. I might be a dumb loser, but I know when something's good, like ice cream or favorite rock. What? Your favorite rock? Okay. She is good, so amazing. I donate even spell her name right. Blue Bear piano sounds good. Drunk me approve. Nice. Okay. Okay. Thanks, I think. Favorite rock, like a pet rock? Or like Dwayne The Rock Johnson favorite rock? Like, what? Oh, this part. I really like using suspensions in this. It really drags out that kind of melancholy feeling. Keeping the A here. If you play them in the same octave, it sounds kind of weird, but ooh. Hear that? You hear how that resolves? Ooh. And then using the same notes into E minor. Whoa. down to C, but we're not ending there. Suspending the F major, having it meet onto the same note, going in. It's amazing, guys. I love how they work together. It's so, oh, it's so nice. A broken up F major 7 with a bit of missing part. The A is missing, but whatever. Oh wait, no, it's not. Suspending that. Plagal cadence, but it's not ending. Not really a cadence, but it's plagal. Leading it back here. Anyways. Geeked out a little too hard. Can we get a full version of this song, please? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I can play it like I don't know if I can play it all the way through without making a mistake. I think I've tried to record it before, but I keep messing up. Transpose the key by 2 semitones down. Yeah, it actually sounds better not in C. I can't play... So I wrote the song on an actual piano, but... Sorry for that noise. But... Thank God I'm a keyboard right now. If I just transpose it. As someone suggested, two semitones down. Oh my god. Do you feel the tension in your chest? It's so. Oh. Do you feel that? The push and pull of the tension in the chords is so. Two more semitones down. What does that bring us to? I've lost track. Does it It sounds brighter. It sounds brighter when you bring it two semitones down. Wait. Well, I brought from C. That's a B flat. A flat. G sharp. It sounds brighter like this. Yeah, it's. I think it sounds a lot brighter in this key. It kind of sounds more euphoric rather than. This is a lot sadder. But the one, two more down is not as, it's not as melancholy, you know? What if I try, two up or one up? Even brighter. Two up? Of course, as I go even higher, that's a little less bright. I lost track of how many I've. That's definitely not. Is that C? Oh, I would just turn it off and turn it back on. Oh, it is C. Okay, never mind. Oh God. Okay. I wasn't planning to do that, but that was a cool tangent to go down. That was a cool tangent to go down. Dumb, those are things much for the super chat. Keep going, queen. You sound just like my grandma, love. What do you mean I sound just like your grandma? What do you mean I sound like your grandma? What? What does that mean? What? Bruh. Gotta refer back to this VOD later when you finally record that song. I could give it a go. I remember I tried to record it, but I got so frustrated that I kept messing up. But those those tendencies in the chords, the pulling it far. Oh my god. The tension and the resolution feels so good. Oh. Oh. I feel it deep in my soul. Dumb Loser, thank you for super chat. She played organ and it sounded like ooh. What? Okay. Clara is still streaming, I hope. Yes, she is. Okay, we're gonna raid into Clara. Tomb Raider. Sam, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the brain bending music fun, Urka. Thank you guys for sticking around and being open to learning. And I hope that you have some takeaways from this stream. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I hope it wasn't just a sounding like a loony professor going off about things. Make Armadillo, thank you for the super chat. It's so weird seeing an Urka stream where she's happy and excited about something. What do you mean? Am I not usually happy and excited about anything? Am I usually not happy or excited about things? What do you mean? Mago Pado, thank you for the member chat. Encore, encore, encore. I low-key don't remember. Wait. I have some other ones, but I don't like remember them. I genuinely don't remember. Yeah, I kind of don't remember. If I recall them, I will bring them out at some point, but at the moment I can't remember for some reason. Dumb Loser, thank you for super chat. I drank 1.5 liters. I can bend houses. I don't really know how much 1.5 liters is, but it sounds like a lot. So maybe are you okay? Thanks, but are you okay? Nice, thank you for the member chat. Do you rant about 12 tone equal temperament, or are you normal? What do you mean? I rant about how people think that whenever I say I am not in tune, it means that I need to take out my tuner and tune my instrument. I rant about that because that's not what I mean. And sometimes when I do mean I need to tune my instrument, it's not because I'm out of tune from not using a tuner. It's because the song is tuned to a different tuning. Because if you guys remember, the standard tuning of an A is 440 Hertz. But sometimes songs will deviate from that. So from one song to another, I will have to change the tuning of my instrument. Because sometimes I'm playing something in 440, and then the next song sounds like it's in 441 or 442 Hertz. So I have to change it. Pianos are not in tune. Even when they're in tune, they're not in tune technically. Because they are too factual. They're too factual in how they're tuned. But that's just how they have to be, because you can't adjust the tuning on the spot like a string instrument. So yeah, This is probably my 6th attempt to end this stream before I start going on another tangent. Before I start going on another tangent, I will end. We will raid Clara before someone else raids me. Music terminology seems so hopelessly ambiguous and overcomplicated. If you just forget all the terms and everything, and you just think about the concepts of the sounds in your brain, it makes a lot of sense. I know it's not gonna make sense now because it's very new information, but like the more you listen to it, the more you hear it, the more it makes sense even if you don't know the names of the concepts. Time signatures, we don't really need to go with that. That's not too necessary for the moment. Sin, thank you so much, Brat. I'll see you next class, Professor Blue Bear. If not, I'll be learning Japanese from you, Sama and Loki-sama. Please don't hurt me if I'm late. Don't worry. If you're with you or Loki, I'd be very happy. All right, guys. Let's raid. Let's end, so I can eat dinner. I just noticed my reverb was on this whole time. Bruh. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Uruka has left the building. Goodbye. Wait, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, okay? Comment your favorite part or your favorite part about Uruka. Alright. Like, subscribe, comment.